Today, I'm talking about something that I think all of us struggle with at some point or another, and that is consistency. If you've ever said to yourself, I know what to do, I'm just not doing it, this training is for you. Because the reason consistency feels hard isn't that you're lazy or undisciplined, it's that you're focused on what to do instead of who to be. And here's what I mean. People try to build consistency by focusing on the actions that they want to do. So even if you're organized and you have the best intentions and you make a list of things to do, it's not enough. I think all of us have experienced a moment of inspiration when we've just heard a speech or we've just been to a conference or a training and we're determined to take action on what we've learned. But we get home and we don't do it. Why is that? Because action that isn't rooted in identity always fades. We only take actions, we only do things, right, that are aligned with our identity. Willpower will only take us so far until we fall back into old habits, right, if we don't change our identity. For example, if you tell yourself, I need to post every day, but deep down you don't see yourself as the kind of person who shows up consistently, or deep down you don't really believe that you're an expert in your field and you might have some kind of imposter syndrome holding you back, then your brain will resist it. You'll procrastinate, self-sabotage, and then make it mean something about yourself, like you're not disciplined enough, or even worse, you're not good enough. But the truth is, you don't have a consistency problem, you have an identity gap. And here's the shift that changes everything. Instead of starting with, what do I need to do? Start with, who do I choose to be? And I think Jen Sincero says it best when she says, good habits are about who you decide to be, not what you decide to do. This is so true because our identity determines what we do. If you see yourself as an awesome mom, you naturally prioritize your kids. If you see yourself as an athlete, you train like one. If you see yourself as a successful business owner, you show up consistently. Get more visible with your value and schedule your time like a boss. So decide right now to see yourself as the amazing CEO of your business that you're becoming. Tell yourself you're the most consistent and valuable person that you know. Here is a simple 3-step process you can use to help with that transformation. So first, start by deciding who you are, right? Declare it out loud. You could say, I'm stepping up as the CEO of my business. I show up and serve every day. This is powerful because your brain will always look for evidence of whatever you believe is true. Here's some homework. Create an affirmation that affirms who you are becoming and repeat it multiple times a day, especially in the mirror. We have to drive those positive thoughts until they become our natural self-talk. When you decide who you are, your actions will begin to align with that belief. Step 2 is find evidence for what you believe is true. This is how we start to overcome imposter syndrome. According to the National Science Foundation, 80% of our thoughts are automatically negative. And this is because we've all evolved from these primitive brains that want to keep us in the safety zone of exactly where we are today. So it's no surprise that sometimes we have these imposter thoughts like, who am I to do this? Or am I really good enough? But here's the thing. Your brain is wired to look for evidence that supports what you already believe. So this is why it's so important to be confident in your abilities and shift to empowering thoughts, because when you stop questioning yourself and shift into the belief that you are amazing at what you do, your brain will look for that evidence. So when I transitioned from a confidence coach to a business coach, I had to create this shift for myself. I knew that I was strong as a confidence coach, but stepping into a new niche required me to expand my identity. So I started collecting evidence that I could step confidently into my new identity as a business coach. So after each coaching session, I started collecting evidence and positive feedback on a note in my phone. And after coaching sessions, when a client had a breakthrough, or when they hit their revenue goals faster than expected, or when they were able to confidently raise their rates, I started compiling a growing list of evidence for my new identity. And then I could refer back to that whenever necessary to get that boost of confidence to step into my new identity as a strong business coach. And that became the proof of who I actually already was. And you can do the same. I recommend that you read your testimonials daily if you need to. Keep screenshots of client wins and write down compliments or results that they've achieved. The more evidence that you collect, the easier it becomes to believe and embody your new identity. Step 3 is take aligned action that matches that identity. Once you've decided who you are and found evidence to support it, it's time to take aligned action. Here is where Atomic Habits by James Clear comes in. I just love his book. He says success is the product of daily habits. I love how he calls them atomic because they're small but powerful actions that compound over time. And according to Clear, if you get just 1% better each day, you'll have 37 times better results by the end of the year. Isn't that amazing? So think about what your atomic habits are as a business owner. And I recommend 3 high-impact habits to grow your business exponentially. Connect with more people, share more value, make more offers to help. And part of sharing more value means showing up consistently online. I recommend posting daily, but at least 3 to 5 times per week. I'm not saying that you should sell your services every day, but we definitely want to post consistently to build that know, like, and trust factor. Keep in mind that social media is like a billboard for your business. If you're not visible, people won't know that you're in business. And when you share a value that solves a problem for people or gives them a win, even if it's a small win, that's how you build that trust. That's when they'll reach out to you and ask for even more support, right? And we need to be consistent with sharing our value because marketing research shows that people need multiple touch points, anywhere from 7 to over 20 touch points before they feel safe enough to buy. But it's not about just posting to post more, right? It's about making sure that your message actually solves a real problem for your ideal clients. You want to be a painkiller, not a vitamin. You want to be a must-have, not just a nice-to-have, especially if you want people to invest thousands of dollars in your service, right? So when you clearly communicate the tangible results that you help people achieve, that's how you build trust. You want people thinking, I need that. That's exactly what I've been looking for. And you want your content to lead to real conversations and real clients, right? So if you'd like help refining your message so that it actually converts, I want to invite you to a complimentary magnetic messaging call. This is a 20-minute focused coaching session where we'll refine the pillars of your message so that it speaks directly to your ideal client and so that they feel compelled to reach out to you. If you'd like the link, just comment magnetic below and I'll personally send you the link to schedule that session. And I hope that you have a wonderful day. And remember, you decide who you want to be.